You are being microwaved. Will I be killed for making these videos? Stay tuned to find out. I think that's worth subscribing, don't you think? So, purpose of this video, hopefully a shorter, more succinct video about hardware, countermeasures, and shielding, quite literally. So, really quickly, it is generally agreed upon. Now, of course, this is obviously wireless communications hardware being used. It is generally agreed upon that it is satellite-based. There are 5,000 plus satellites orbiting the Earth. Many of those are foreign satellites, nations that don't like us, or at the very least we are their adversaries. Those satellites have wireless communications equipment, the exposure to which has been known for decades to cause a host of health complications. Watch my other videos. I'm going to try to get right to the point here. So, that being said, like in Dr. John Hall's book, guinea pigs, people who are suffering the symptoms have gotten on a plane and gone to another country on no notice, and within a couple hours it starts up again. They have gone cave diving. They have gone deep into places where a terrestrial-based microwave dish could not have reached them, yet their symptoms started up again. So it is almost certainly satellite-based. That being said, there's some little debate. That's another video, though. The debate isn't real. People are trying to sow disinformation and misinformation to keep you from figuring out what it is, because if you haven't figured out what it is, you can't put together a plan to protect yourself from it. It's satellite-based. It's above you, or at the very least at an angle to you. Metal roofing, obviously. Metal shields from microwave radiation. Cellulose insulation in the attic. Cellulose is recycled paper. It's made of wood. Paper's made of wood. Obviously, wood, and again, all backed up by links in the description, Dr. John Hall's book, it just doesn't travel well through it. It dampens and breaks up that microwave beam. It just doesn't, something about hitting the natural molecules in wood and other solid objects just slow it down and dampen its effectiveness to harm you. Listening to the countermeasure. Excuse me, listening to the countermeasure from anti-tinnitusv2k.com. It's a binaural beat, custom made, designed by a brilliant inventor named Dave Case, who was experiencing these symptoms. Knew what it was because he's so in the know and so smart. He knew what it was, so he knew how to address it. And that's why that ties back into having accurate information so that you can make accurate, effective changes to your lifestyle. If you didn't know what it was, you wouldn't know how to act to fix it. Identifying the problem is the first one. Binaural beats, backed up by Dr. John Hall again, in guinea pigs. Lots of testing has proven that various frequencies reduce the effects of intentional exposure to wireless communications equipment, dishes, satellites, etc. We know this. Dave Case's CD, his countermeasure comes on a CD, transfer it to computer if you want, use it on a music player, is specifically made in those frequency ranges to lessen the symptoms. Obviously, knowledge, understanding, as I've said before in the mental, the more you know, the less effective the system is at hurting you. Very simple. Magnets. Bar magnet, big bar magnet. Wrap it in a sock. Keep it in your pocket. North side out seems to work best. Walk around with it all day. Keep it in your pocket. I say put it in a sock because it's going to be attracted to something, and you don't want it to smash into something really hard and break. Obviously, the effectiveness of the magnet is not. It's just sort of, you're just wrapping it in a protective buffer so it doesn't shatter when it sticks to something, and it will. So be aware if you go to the grocery store and it's in your pocket, it might just stick to the side of the something. People say, put it in a knee brace, put it in a wrap, put another magnet on the outside of it, a small one to hold it in place with the north side out. And then I'm just going to start going into other things here. You have to give up alcohol. It's bad for you. That's really not the point. It makes you more susceptible to the attacks at night. Get up earlier. Satellites are powered by the sun. Yes, they have battery backup. Yes, they still work at night, but they're powered. They need the sun. If they went without the sun for a long enough period of time, they would stop working, right? So they need the sun. They're more powerful when the sun is up. If you're unlucky and you work during the day at night and sleep during the day, you're really going to get it bad. You'll notice though, if you're a targeted individual or someone that's having these bad symptoms, that if you get up 30 minutes before sunup, get up at 6:30 or whatever time of the day that needs to be, the worst of it won't happen. You might notice that the worst of it happens, let's say you sleep till 9 a.m. every day. The worst of it, you're gonna have these extreme nightmares, you're gonna have pain, you're gonna have these hallucinations on waking that are being passed off as narcolepsy by by unscrupulous, greedy doctors in the pharmaceutical industry that just wants to sell you a pill and not address the real problem. So get up early. To get up early, you gotta go to bed earlier. You're going to all of a sudden, if you're a targeted individual, you're going to get that third wind around 8 o'clock where they're trying to keep you up later. Remember, all emotions are recreatable, right? Everything coincides with certain biometrics and brainwaves, like as read on an EEG. You can use wireless communications equipment to wake them up, to make them tired. Depression, anxiety, insomnia, fatigue. You can create all kinds of symptoms in someone deliberately with various frequencies. This is all proven. Nothing of what I say is my theory. Essentially, none of it's anybody's theory. It's all fact that most people just don't know yet. And that's because this is probably one of the most difficult things to accept. It's technologically complex. It's hard to understand for some people, and it's hard to accept. So we've got an uphill battle here. I think that really is it. Sort of the magnets, the shielding, don't use alcohol, sleeping at certain times of the day are better than others, use the countermeasure. Keep the countermeasure running all day long. The case electronics, leave it on all day, even if you're not listening to it. Foam earplugs. Use foam earplugs at night so you can listen to it louder. Leave the foam earplugs in during the day, they dampen the symptoms. The microwave beam is interacting with the central nervous system, with the nerves in the ear and the temporal lobes. And the ear, I think it's probably literally they're pointing it into your ear. And the foam earplugs are blocking that and dampening its ability to access the nerves in the ear. I mean, it's basically just a wireless cochlear implant is what they're doing, and they're recreating that. A cochlear implant feeds electronically the nerves in the ear so the people that couldn't hear can now hear. Well, this is just wireless, right? V2K, microwave auditory effect, it's the same idea. I think that's a little bit better. We're at 8 minutes here, so I'm going to end the video. I think I got right to a lot of the point there. Yeah, if I can think of something else, I'll make another video, but I'm trying to get it a little more succinct and a little more to the point. So please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's get a dialogue going here. I'd love to hear what you think. If you don't believe what I'm saying, well, I'm not really saying it. I'm just telling you what smart, educated people are saying, that aren't bound by the pharmaceutical industry and are brave enough to speak out. I mean, I'm just a salesman. I'm just a messenger. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, well, sorry. Thanks for watching.